2. I'll just check I'm live on here. Just posted it now. Should be live in a minute. Just got to make sure I'm live, guys, and you can hear me okay. Always got to check everything first before it goes live. I hope this is my camera. Apart from OBS being such a pain in the ass, which doesn't work. Okay. Let's go to my videos. I'm live now. Okay. Just see if my audio comes on. Just got to check we're all right. We're fine. Absolutely fine. Okay. So that's okay. Chat's up there. Good. Got that open. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So, hi. Good evening. Finally. Had to do this on my YouTube page tonight, guys. I'm going to explain the whole scenario, what happened on my Facebook and everything later. So, yeah, if you guys are watching this live now, I am live on YouTube right now. So if you guys want to watch me live, you can. If you want to ask any questions tonight, you can. So I've explained, just need to explain, guys, this first of all, I've had to come on to YouTube because my damn internet or my damn Facebook page, and I don't know whether it affected everybody, but on Tuesday, something happened on my Facebook page, and it affected basically everything. It affected my business page or my music page, everything. Affected everything. I wasn't able to go live on the page this week because Facebook just decided to block everything. And so, yeah, so unfortunately, that was not possible. And so they said to me, I wasn't allowed to post live. So I just thought, well, I've got my Facebook page still. I might as well do it on Facebook instead. And that's why I'm here. So that's why I'm here tonight. Just got a bit of brightness in this room. I really need to get a better light in this room. It's like it's too now. Because as soon as I turn off this thing, it goes to black. If I turn this on, it's lighter and I can see the brightness in me. So yeah. So yeah, guys, it's been a week. This week has been just crazy week. So if you guys are wondering why I'm on live, I'm going to explain. My Facebook lives don't work anymore. This is just something apparently that Facebook's done. Facebook's just being a tool. I can't stand it when Facebook does these things. I hate it so much. I hate when Facebook does this. So I've done the bug situation. I've messaged them. I just had to tell them that my Facebook isn't working. I've done all these things that they've said, and I've done all the rules and regulations, everything, and all of a sudden they said, you can't go live on Facebook. It says that we restricted your services. I'm thinking, right. So I have to wait another 3 days until I get my Facebook lives back. So that's why I'm here tonight, guys. So anyway, so the chat room's open, guys. If you want to chat to me tonight, you can. Chat me on anything tonight. I've got a lot to tell you guys what's been happening since I'm drinking tonight. Not sponsored by anything. But I had a great week. My week this week has been fantastic. I've had such a good week. So I'm going to put the live chat on now. Can't see any comments coming in the moment. If you guys want to talk about Queen tonight, you can. I'm not bothered, but I thought I'd just get this stuff out the way first, so you guys know what I'm doing. It's been a while. I've been on Facebook. Oh, they are live chats on there now. That's it. So live chats. So you guys want to chat to me live? You can. So I want to explain. I want to go through my stuff first, my label stuff first. What's been happening with this everything? So this week, I basically have been busy on projects this year. I've had a superb 2 artists new signings. I've got a new signing tomorrow, and I've got a signing on recently with someone called Gly. Well, Glynis is her real name, but I've been working with her for about a month, and we have an EP released this week, which is so quick. We were meant to be putting out a video for one of the songs that we were going to do. We still have to do it this week for the purpose of the label. So we're uploading a new song called "Hold Me From the Rain." It's released on this week coming up now, and so it's all good. And I've just been basically very busy, guys, with everything going on. It's just been mad, and just been busy with working on tracks, and just been completely bombarded with so many people wanting to work with me on projects and everything. And so, yeah, it's been a busy week. We had a flood this week. Tuesday was horrendous weather. We had the worst flood ever in Sunderland. And I wanted to put it on my live stream on Facebook, but they weren't allowed. I wasn't allowed to put it on. So I was like, well, screw you then. I don't care. So I had to make little video clips and video clips about it on my Facebook page, and it was horrendous. The weather here was horrendous. I couldn't believe it. In the northeast was absolutely drenched in so much weather that we haven't had that weather since the last 7 years ago. 7 years ago, it was a terrible, terrible time when 7 years ago we had the weather here, and it was a horrendous time. It was just horrendous. So yeah, we had a bad day on Tuesday, and then I was working Wednesday with Andy, my guitarist, and I've been working on his recent track called Together for Adesha. Adesha got married on Saturday, and that was absolutely superb. So I was very happy. That went very well, actually. So she got married. So she's now hitched, and it's looking great. So she's superb artist, and also thank you very much to everybody liking the video for Mysterious Wonder. That video has been going superb. It's crazy how my year this year has been really superb. It's just been brilliant how my recent track Mysterious Wonder became a top song on Spotify, and Nadesha released another single called Generating Life, which we still haven't got the video produced for that yet. We're looking to get that probably produced later in the month when we get things sorted out. We're not able to do it obviously at this time because obviously Adesha just got married, and now it's been so fantastic for her as well. So it's cool. And I had a great month. Last month was fantastic. This month I've been just busy. Just been busy. So busy today. I've been busy today working on a song. I've been working on an idea for the new album from Deep Purple's just been released, and I heard a couple of the songs from their new album, and they have gone right back to the Deep Purple and rock stuff, and they've gone right back to the beginning of it. And so watched a couple of videos from them. I loved the production on that album. Absolute raw stuff on that, and at least everybody had to record in different times, so they weren't able to meet up in America, obviously because of the COVID situation. And I'm feeling much better now. I was ill for over about two weeks, and my illness was really terrible. And I've already discussed this on my Facebook page, but I have been ill for a couple of weeks, and I've been terrible feelings, and it's been awful. So yeah, I'm just getting very busy, guys, at the minute with everything. I just can't do live streams anymore on Facebook. I do miss that on YouTube. But yeah, we would like to do it on Facebook, but my audience is on there anyway. But if you've been following the page for quite a while, yeah, there's a lot of things that I've been doing. I've been doing more uploads of songs and videos and everything. I haven't been doing much of uploading at the moment because due to the fact I've been working so hard this year and tracks every day, just work on new ideas and Devin behind me. Yeah, Devin's behind me, by the way. She's wonder what the black thing was there. She's behind me. But yeah, I was out the weekend and went to Trillions and had a great weekend and just been superb everything. I've just actually, while I just think about it, because I might as well show you guys what I've been up to. Have I got a? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So you guys probably want to know what has been happening since the last time I spoke to you guys. So I have now opened up Bandcamp now. My Bandcamp is back up and running again, and the ST Entertainment page. Happy to tell you one project that is finally now uploaded to Bandcamp. You can buy it, you can stream it, you can download it as well, and you can also buy the hard copy for £5. And yes, you all know that the project is done, but obviously, one thing I'm going to discuss is this tremendous single that came out just this year. This thing has been selling so well in the United States, that it's been tremendous, this single. And this single has been received no radio play. And we're trying our hardest to get on radio, but we're trying to find out if someone's picked it up on radio stations in America. They should play this thing because this thing's just been tremendous single. Probably the best single I've released since Map Stays has come out. But this is been an amazing release come out from the year that we've done, and the first single from Adesha. This single has been tremendous. You need guys, you need to buy this thing because this thing has been really good indeed. It's not available for streaming. The single version's on streaming, but the acoustic version is the one people want to hear. That's great. You want to buy this? It's £3 in the UK. Adesha's selling signed copies in the States for $10, and she's also selling versions with the special editions as well, which is tremendous. But one project I'm very happy to tell you that I finally have got distributed out from my estate and people have bought this thing now, is this album. Yeah. This is finally out, guys. This Time Riders project is done. Yes. It only came out last week. And it's here. And there. It's the tremendous singers on this album. Yeah, I know my camera's shit tonight, but I don't care. This album, I have to say, is recommended to get. It's actually on Bandcamp, so you guys can go and stream it live. And the mix of this album took me so long to do. 3 years in the making to make this thing. And if you guys want to hear this thing, go to Bandcamp and hear it. If you want a hard copy of this CD, get a damn hard copy of it. The quality is amazing on this. And this took a 3-year project. It's got Lauren in it as well. Lauren's on Passing Place. The single, the edited version's on YouTube, but the main album version of this is tremendous. And I still think Lauren is still one of the most amazing sounds I've ever had. Also, Charlotte did Special Surprise, and Big is on the second one, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Bex obviously was with us for a short period, but left. Jade is still with us. Adesha got the lead on Time Riders, the song. And it's not available on YouTube, guys, because we've got to make money. And I'm now working on the second one, Time Riders 2, which you did see in the documentary that I posted a while back, which I've already put on YouTube. The condensed version of my documentary has been getting a lot of good people liking that documentary, and they've been watching that all the time. And it's absolutely superb what I did on the documentary. I've got I haven't released it on DVD yet. There's been I've had a couple of problems with that release. We haven't got a cover produced yet. I haven't got the interview not finished yet. I was waiting for an interview finished this year, but thought it's taking too long. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and see what I can do with this release soon. I'm only waiting for one thing. That's all I'm waiting for, one thing from somebody, and I'm just waiting for the time when he's available to do it. He goes, I really want to put that in because this is something that I did want to put in the 3-hour documentary, obviously, which is so fantastic. And I was working on I was working on the follow up, as it says to be continued at the end of the thing. I was working on it for quite a while, the second one. And I've run into a problem with that thing, and I wanted to try and make it like at least an hour and a half, but to be honest, it's taking quite longer to do. So and there's not really a lot of things that can put on that second part because I had a lot of footage from the last one I did to make up for this one, but unfortunately, there's a little bit of footage that is from various things I've done, but since I got the kinks out of the works and done all the bits and pieces that I've been for it, then yeah, it's been a good thing to do. So then again, we'll see what happens with it. We'll just gotta wait and see what happens with it in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, and that document was meant to be released actually this month, but to tie in with Time Riders project, I've now had to keep this back so much, and the DVD will be out at Christmas time. But anyway, but we move on with other things, I suppose. So I want to discuss about. Might as well do a bit of Queen news on here because I haven't done Queen for a while. So, a while back, I was mentioning about Jeff Scott Soto's projects, and we had a good chat about that, obviously, and it was really interesting. So, my thoughts on the recent Roger Taylor live gig. I've been hearing so many good things about that, actually. I'm glad that he did change the set a lot of times. And he's done the lives he's been doing on his live performances at London and in Newcastle. Mark went to see him and he was impressed. He was impressed with his set. His set was great. I'm glad he put in the rock stuff. I'm glad he did the other stuff. Guy did Foreign Sound as well. Foreign Sound was another one to do, which was nice to put in again. And he still, I still think that Roger's lost a lot of that spirit. He's lost a lot of the rock spirit to it. I think he's not happy. I don't think he's very happy with his album. You know, I haven't heard it at all, but I just get bad vibes from when I hear it. But Mark had been discussing about this with me quite a while back, and he said that the new Roger Taylor album isn't the best. It's not. I don't understand why Roger got this female person to come on and sing with him. Doesn't work. Does not work at all. Doesn't work. I don't like the single. I hate the single. I just think if Roger went back to that spirit of the rock stuff that he did work with Electric Fire and Strange Frontier, that I still love that album to bits. Even with the Fun in Space album, which I do have in vinyl actually right now. I actually played that a couple of weeks ago on vinyl, and I got back in my vinyl collection as well, which is cool. So I got a new record player. I got a Sony servo controller turntable. Well, I actually modified it a bit because I took out the eject situation because I like to hear things. I like to hear things at the very end of records when they just end off. So yeah, so I basically did do some vinyl playing, and after I sorted out all the cables, everything with it, it's absolutely superb. I love listening back to my vinyls again, and it's cool. Let's find them. It gets really warm in this room, but yeah, I think Roger's album, it's a bit like kind of hit and miss. Really, it's either you like it, you don't know where to go with it. But yeah, it's kind of like I mean, at the moment, I mean, Brian has just re-released his Battle Light box set, and you know, I wasn't very happy with it. It was not really recommended for Queen fans. It wasn't really a good box set. I think it was just there wasn't a lot of things that they did in that. I think they've wasted a lot of money on that. Really, I can't understand why they have not put in single releases. The damn DVD of the Brixton Academy doesn't include it at all. So when's that out? Don't know when. But no, I'm not very happy with that release. I even don't like the new version of Back the Light. I don't like it. It's just he's just re-recorded it. That's all. He's re-recorded the song, but I really like the original better than the re-version he's done. The vocals aren't the band vocals aren't really like superb. Just it's just like standard Queen stuff. So I mean, he just tweaked it. All he did was just updated it with new parts to it, and I was thinking, well, that's a waste of time putting that out. What you just re-recorded extra new parts to the song. It's just like, well, what's the point of that? It's just like if you could have left it, leave it alone. Don't bring anything out that is necessary for Queen fans. Bring it out only if you can. Bring it out from this. Anyway, the box set for me is a no-no. Just waste of money, waste of time. I think the most thing is if you need to really get into grips of what you need to do with Queen stuff, then stick to the Queen stuff really, but classic Queen stuff like that is Queen, not this crap imitation rubbish. Especially when you got somebody replacing Freddie who's not even Freddie at all. He's just I don't even like Adam. I don't like his persona on stage. I hate his persona. I hate the way he sings. I hate the way he performs. They only go there to see Brian and Roger. They don't look at him. They go, "Oh, he's great. He's fantastic." But he ain't. He's not. He's not. He is just. He's not a good singer. I mean, they all blame the fact that it was Spike Edney from the keyboards from SAS Band. He is the person to blame for this because he thought he was great, and I didn't understand why he's got. I mean, yeah, I do understand he's got the blame for doing this because he should have said they went to Brian Roger and said get him to do it, but that doesn't really just suggest me saying that. So I mean, the conversation that I recently had with Mark that's 2 weeks ago was about Jessica Soto. And I still think that guy's amazing. He can pull off a show so well. The recent thing he did a live stream, a Queen live stream at Sao Paulo, and he did it for an hour and 45 minutes. Now it's a damn better than the previous one. But Mark watched it and he said that Sao Paulo thing was brilliant. I says, God, the songs were great, and I downloaded that. And then I edited it for DVD, and I got it on DVD from. And I gave him the DVD, and I said, "Listen, you need to watch this right now." And he's just as soon as he let me entertain you, he just said, "This is just tremendous. This guy should have been the frontman for Queen, and he should have been because, I mean, recently I've just been working on a talisman kind of idea for a single that I'm bringing a single out called Collaboration. And I'm bringing out that on. I'll be bringing it out on only on Bandcamp. Will not be released on CD, but it's only digital release. But I'm bringing out a song called Collaboration, and I'm doing lead vocals on that song with some amazing guitars that me and Mac are going to work on so well, and that's planned to be out just before Christmas. So can't wait for that coming out. Sounds cool. And Jade's on back and vocals as well. So, guys, I'm here tonight. I'm just on Facebook, YouTube tonight, because my Facebook Live doesn't work at the moment, because it's just being an idiot. So I have to share this video to YouTube later, and put it on. So because I can't do things, because for some reason I tried to do a video and the video only lasted like a minute, and Facebook chopped everything off. And I was like, what? It's like, that ain't working. I went, okay. So, so it's been a strange week this week. It's been a weird week. It's been one of these weeks where it's literally been floods, and it's been like sort of like floods we've had. Me going out this week, just traveling everywhere, especially to Newcastle a lot. Newcastle was good this weekend. I went to Trillions on Saturday, and it was busy. For the first time in a long, long time, it was busy. I really, really think I really do like the Newcastle life, because really living in the northeast and the Sunderland area is it's like sometimes there's good things, sometimes there's things that kind of things that we want to be, you want to go out and just have a good time. But it really isn't. There's nothing at all that you can find in this city. This whatever. Not saying bad about it, but I mean, it's just like if you wanting to try and do something in the northeast and Sunderland, there's not many places to go now. I mean, because of the COVID situation we just had this year, we're getting over that now. I mean, we haven't had any word yet back from the MPs about saying if what's happening with it, because we're okay now. We're fine now with it. I'm glad that the northeast is actually not as the worst record we've had. It's been the desiccant record we have. Down the south, it's getting worse. The south is apparently getting the worst of the lot. So it's been a year and a half of this COVID situation has been terrible. I think it's just been a nasty thing that people got it, people passed it, people didn't feel very well, and Mark got it from me, and he was ill, but within a couple of days he felt fine. So my cold was terrible, and it was just very bad. So I wasn't well, guys. Wasn't well. Right. I just had a couple of messages through. I'm not sure if this is streaming live on the Facebook, because I don't know how. I've had a problem. Actually, here's something that probably somebody can tell me out there in YouTube land. OBS doesn't work on my computer at all. Does not work. I have tried so many times to get OBS working on this platform, and it ain't working. I'm actually glad tonight that the stream's working much better than before. And actually, I have a thing to tell you about what's been happening with my computer as well, which has been a very interesting thing. I'll tell you about that in a minute, because I've figured out something apparently, and it's now it's smooth. So basically I can't remember what I was going to say now. I've got no idea what. Yeah, messages. I was going to say messages. Yeah. Can't remember what I was going to say now. But yeah, my computer's been working a bit shit recently. Live streams have been terrible to use on Facebook on here. With all the shuttering and everything else going on. So I had some memory problems. I took some memory out of my computer, and my computer has now been working pretty good, actually, working really nice and smooth. My memory was I had 2 memory sticks I had on my computer, and I stuck them in, and I got this terrible slow start on it. And I bought some memory, new memory from eBay, and I stuck it in, and I got 16 gigs of memory. Well, it turned out apparently that it was working fine, but then after that, the other 2 memory modules I put in were making the computer slow as hell, made it slow. So I'm thinking that must be a buffering issue. So anyway, so it turns out apparently that the memory that I'm using at the minute on board on this memory is 8 gigs, which is what I'm able to have. But the only thing about it is it doesn't like opening up everything, and it. So I don't know whether it's something to do with my SSD, which is brand new, because I've upgraded an SSD now, a proper SSD, a Samsung SSD. And then I went to and I bought I got a free one from Amazon, and I used that on another laptop. I'll give it a Jade actually, because she was desperate to get a new hard drive anyway. I've still got the original hard drive out of that laptop, and I'm keeping that hard drive as well. So I'm not using it for music, but I'll be using it for basically for the admin stuff that I do. I do this business. But yeah, but there was a couple of things happening with my computer, and I was thinking I might even get this thing fixed. So new memory came, put it in, put 4 gigs, four of them in, and it didn't read. 2 of them were bad, and it didn't read at all. And we came up with 8 gigs when it was actually 32 gigs. And I went, that's not working. So that came. So apparently, went back, shot them back to the thingy, and just give my money back. And I went, that's no good at all. And I haven't had any more problems with eBay or Amazon anymore. No, since I had the unusual activity happening with my account on here, which has been so bizarre. So haven't any more problems with that. Anything else? I already discussed some of my Facebook page before about saying I got somebody got into my account and took money from me and everything else. Luckily, after that was all sorted out in a day, I have decided now not to save any cards in anywhere. I didn't want to save anything, and none of my bank cards, nothing. This is a safety reason, to be honest. So as from now on, I'm just doing it on Google Pay now. So which is safer to have. So yeah, so I had a couple of good, bad times from that. And yeah, but it's all sorted out now anyway, which is good. So that's cool. But yeah, I've been getting back my vinyl again. I actually just had out. Actually, I've got them down here. These are the records I was playing recently. I had played. Let me have a look here. Oh yes, the game. Started playing the American version of the game. USA imported version, original, and I played that on my records, and it sounds tremendous. I have to say, forget the remastered version, 2011 version. If you get the American version of this, the sound quality is just superb, especially when you get the Prime drive on this. And but it's interesting when you get the US edition of the game album from the US version. If you get this, listen to the very beginning of the album when it comes in, from the very beginning of when you play the first track, you hear all this surface noise in it. That's actually I don't know whether that's been an original cassette recording or whether it's been mastered properly, but it sounds like it's an authentic master from the record plant, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I do recommend this album, US edition. Don't get the UK edition of it. The UK edition's crap. And something else I was picking up recently from the vaults was Jim Steinman, who's passed away because he left a legacy behind of his music, and I think there was talk going on apparently that there was going to be all of his writings were going to be produced in the book, the Jim Steinman songbook, and that would be amazing to see that. I was playing this the other week. I was playing the Left in the Dark, and my God, I mean, when Chris bought this, because this is he gave me this actually, but I absolutely adore this album. This album is just perfect. In fact, a little bit of a history about this. When he was writing all the songs for this album, he sings on a couple of songs, but he doesn't sing on Rock and Roll Dreams Come Through. He doesn't sing on that song. He does backing vocals. He doesn't do the lead on that. But when he did the it's a very interesting story. There's a song in here called Dance My Pants, right? I know for a fact, and I don't think this is true, the influence for that song was definitely taken off Grease 2. It definitely was. Because Grease 2 came out in 1982, I think. And this came out 84. 81. Oh, Grease 2 came out 81 then, didn't it? 1980. And he wrote that track, Dance My Pants. I'm sure it was taking the piss on the thing, but tremendous album, and I recommend it. And it's cool. But this didn't come with a 7-inch single. The 7-inch single was not in here. It for some reason, I think someone nicked it, I think. But anyway, but that album is great. Back for Good. I recommend that album. I wish Meatloaf would re-record these tracks. I wish he would. He did do Bad for Good though on his other album. He did. But anyway, right, next one. Oh yes, ultra rare tracks. Yes, bootleg. Now, so I was playing this the other week, and to be honest with you, if you guys have heard this album, I've seen this is a special edition. This is in blue vinyl, bootleg, obviously. I actually realized the quality of this was superb, and they haven't took these from digital downloads. Although the only one that I do have, I'll come on to if I've got it here. Oh, I probably have, but I have got one of them anyway. I've got one of these, and the quality is in mono, but these are in stereo. And the quality of these are, I think they're just taken from the CD versions of the albums. And so, yeah, but this is recommended actually. It's actually just got the original demos from the sessions, which are already on the original albums and the original remasters and the EPs. There's tracks 1 to 4 are from the demo sessions, including Liar. And then you've got the main mix of Great King Rat, which I've heard on this, and this is tremendous. And then Mad as Swine, and then Liar, Hollywood Records, 1991 remix. It's a good album. It's a good album. With being a Queen fan, it's a good album. And then I came into the spotlight with something I had to play, which is Simon Garfunkel and Bookends. This has not got the Sound of Silence on this one. Which I think was Paul Simon's amazing track on this. But yeah, I was playing this the other week, and yeah, wow. Especially the Mrs. Robinson on this, still tremendous. And it is the original first pressing. Yes, guys, I know you're going to say, oh, he's got a first pressing of this album. What the hell? Yes, it is the first pressing of this album. And how I came around this was I must have got this from a record fair somewhere. But this is actually the first pressing of this album. Sound quality is really awesome. It's rare. And then something of my childhood that had to be played. I don't know why, but had to. There's something that my mum used to buy for me when I was still a teenager. It was the Wombles. Yeah. And this is actually an album of just recordings from the TV show that were made for the TV show. And Chris Spedding is on this. Not a lot of guitar on this album, but very, very good. So, and this is actually, I got this off Discogs for £2, I think I got it for. It includes the original not touched insert as well. Still brand new and never been used. And I'm very surprised whoever had this in their collection was worth keeping this. So yeah, Wombling songs recommended. Some good songs now, actually. Just some childhood songs. And then we're going to an album which I don't know why people always keep saying they don't like this album a lot. I don't know why, but I like it. I know Mark used to go nuts on this, and he used to say, "I hate the jazz album. I hate it. It's just horrible." The one thing that he hates on this album is Mustafa. He hates that song, but it's heavy stuff. This has not got the insert sleeve, by the way, of the new pictures because it isn't on here, but it's damn good. I do have to say, this is my favorite album from Queen. Yeah. Apart from Day of the Racers and Night at the Opera. Gaming Head, say hello, mate. Hello, mate. How are you doing? What do you think about Outsider? I have discussed Outsider recently, but if you want me to discuss it again, I'll discuss it. Don't worry about it. Right. Here's an album that I absolutely love. In fact, it was weird. Yesterday, I was playing in Trillions, where I was speedwagon, and Take You on the Run. And the remaster was awful. The sound quality was terrible. But when I played on the vinyl edition of this one, yes, huge, big fan of these guys. Amazing stuff. Wheels, I have to say, Wheels Are Turning is one of their tremendous songs that I just love to bits. And it's just fantastic. So yeah, High Infidelity, absolute tremendous. This is a Greek pressing from Kendung in Sweden. I do have the thing, but I don't know where it is. That's why I think I just put it down there for some reason. And then so I've got a couple of records here. I just want to show you guys what I was playing at the time. Had a bit of flu, mate, but I'm doing okay. But I'm on here tonight because Facebook Live ain't working. Just doesn't work. Then what? Then the latest thing that the recent thing I did play was this Queen reissue. This thing is terrible version of it. Now, played that the other week, right? This reissue, this Fame crappy version. This version. Oh my god! Don't get me started on that. Oh, fucking horrible. Then I came up with some novelty stuff. If you can remember, actually, this show's been actually been reproduced again on ITV in the UK because they apparently I think they got some money to make some new ones, and I haven't even seen the new ones at all. But I used to love the 80s shows; they were fantastic. So remember this show, Spitting Image? This show was funny as hell. At 10:30 on a Sunday, I used to watch this every single night, every single week after school. I went, I've got to see this program, and I laughed my ass off to it. And this was way before The Simpsons came on, way before Simpsons. Brilliant show, this. Chicken Song, just an absolute classic, that. It's just a fantastic parody of tracks, and yeah, the 12-hour version. It's not. It's a 12-tone single version, just a 6-minute version of it. including two of my favorite tracks on here. Hello, You Must Be Going, which is a complete fantastic ripoff of Genesis of one of their songs, ballad songs, and Phil Collins, the guy who impersonates Phil Collins on this, is funny as hell. It's brilliant. And then the Bob Geldof thing, We're Scared of Bob, which became a charity single. But yeah, but really funny stuff. Get the questions in a minute, guys. I'll just get through some stuff here. So I joined a page on Facebook called Vinyl Records Forever. And if you've ever followed me on that page, it's a brilliant page to post all of your rare vinyls and records and playing things and everything else. Right, I'll get to the other ones in a minute because I want to discuss about something else. Right, so what did you say before? What do you think about the Outsider album? The Outsider album, don't like it. I don't like it. Simple answer, straight, simple answer. Don't like it. Absolutely hate it. I don't like the new songs at all. I don't like them. The spirit's been lost. It's just pants. As I said before, I'll stick with them old stuff. Thank you very much. Electric Fire, Strange Frontier, Happiness, and Fun and Space. The other ones I couldn't give a shit about. He's lost that spirit. He's lost that drive of his work. Yeah, man, it's not good. Great album. Which one? What, the Ira Speedwagon one or the Queen one? Whatever it was. Anyway, moving on from that situation. Now, I did get a download of the new Peter Straker box set. Yeah. Do you want me to discuss that? I'll discuss it. I don't mind. Yeah, Outsider is very different. That's just not very. It's not good. To be honest, I don't like that female on that song that he did. She's absolutely horrible. She can't even sing "I Save Her Life," and it's just like that's just bleh, crap. So I got a download from one of our Queen fans. I think it was Gaming Head who actually did this for me. I think he did. He gave me the reissues of the of this guy, Peter Straker, as I have been a mad fan of him for a while. And I got a download of the albums, the reissue albums from him. And so, Jan, if you're watching up there, mate, I got the download of it and I didn't like it. I hated it. The bonus tracks were great. Quality was good. But when you get to the main albums, that's the problem. That is the problem. I don't know what they've used on that. I think they've used some compression on those songs. But I'm desperately think, and I'm positive they've done this. They've definitely used the cassette tapes from his stuff, and they haven't even cleaned them up because there's no vinyl scratches anywhere, and I can hear tape hiss all the way through. But how the hell they've enhanced it? It's a horrible joke. It's terrible. Yeah, the remastering is dreadful. It sounds so it's like they've turned up. It's like what they've done is they've used a compression on it, and the compression has made even a bass on it as well, and the sound is just it's like a sea. It's like I'm hearing Peter's voice. That version of Leonard Taxi Dancer on that remasters this bloody shite. One here is fantastic. But I didn't like it. I just hated it. It was like I was playing the Changeling the other week, and I love that album to bits. And I was comparison one song, and it doesn't give a damn. They've made a fuck up on that song. They have. They've 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 done. They've took the vinyl version. They've actually done the vinyl version. Someone's put a terrible needle on that a cartridge on that song, and it's going, and I'm thinking, what have you done? You've ruined it, because that Danger song sounds awful. So no, I'm not impressed with the remastering on it. I didn't like the. I tell you what, I did like. I did like Queen of the Self Service, and I liked that other song that you did. That B side, to Zoo New. It can't happen. It can't happen here or something. No, it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen here. I think it's called something. That damn bonus track they put on was tremendous. That song is bloody good, and I wondered why they didn't release it as a single. But that's definitely been an outtake from the previous albums from Be a Natural Man. I'm sure it's been taken from that, because that song's bloody fantastic. I love the production on that. I think it's great. The great call to that guy. But no, I'm not very happy with the. I wasn't very happy with the release of that. I think it was just not properly done. I don't know who the hell remastered it anyway. So whoever did that, shut yourself in the back for that, and God blimey, threw it away. That's just something that you can't listen to. I can't listen to that at all. I'm just thinking, I'm just hearing all the surface noise in it. I'm thinking, I didn't need to hear all that. It's like, what did you use? Well, we used the tapes, didn't we? But I know what they have done as well. They have put on a reverb on it that's been that, and that's been horrible. I guess they didn't have any better source. The budget was too small. I think it's because Cherry Red Records don't have a license to do that. They've just basically used some rubbish. What do you call it? Bootleg of something they've used. Just sounds like shite. I've listened to Peter's 20 mix of the later text. I have. And you know what? I'm not into dance music, but I tell you what, was absolutely brilliant, that new version he did. I mean, fair enough. It was great to have an update. I'm very glad it didn't need too many things on that song. And the video that came out was rushed. Obviously, you can tell it was rushed. That video was just like absolutely blew me away. And I'm glad that Mike Allison, his original producer, just didn't go overboard with it. I didn't want to do like a silly dancey thing, but I'm glad they went for the Freddie vibe for that track, for the Mac kind of vibe for it. I'm very glad they did that. I'm so glad they didn't put any of this this other stuff in it. But very good of it. I like it. I really like. I wish it was on bloody vinyl, that song. Tell you what, if he does stuff like that again. But the only thing I wasn't happy with, which put me down, I didn't like that harpy still. It was a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame it wasn't re-recorded. All it did was it might just put under a little bit of a drum track underneath it just to improve it. Didn't like it. I didn't like it. God, bloody awful. But if you need to hear good quality stuff, listen to his album. Listen to all of his albums. It's great. Actually, that's a question I want to ask you. Do you have any more singles coming up for the guy? And do you have the hands of Dr. Teleni? Because I want to hear that in good, clear stereo, because I haven't heard that yet. I wondered if you have some. So let me know. Yeah. I think Peter wouldn't hit the high notes these days with the harmonies for that song anyway. Yeah, I do agree. I think it may be the fact he's got the ranges to do it, but if they had not have just messed it up a little bit, it would have been better if they kept it and left it alone. But I won't say anything bad about the video, though. The video, I'm glad they did do a video for that. And I'm glad that they did a video that was perfect to do. And it was perfect to film that. And it made him, his career's been, I mean, I tell you what, though, you've been praised a lot for your uploads for his singles. And I think, and I don't know whether I've been rumors going around, But he's going back to Cherry Red Records. I think they want him to go and do a singles box set if they can get the rights to it. If they can get the rights from Castle Communications or Century Records. Is it Century Records? It used to be Century Records. There's some labels got it now. It'd be great to see a box set, a good singles box set coming out. So Peter, if you're watching this, get your singles box set out, mate. Please get them reproduced because they were fucking brilliant. Especially the ones I haven't heard yet. I haven't got the rest of them yet. Nothing planned at the minute because I still need a new player. And due to the Brexit, it's expensive to get these singles. I know. Discogs is as expensive. Just this year, Discogs had to do this because they're an American company and they're broadly all over the world. Discogs you had to set your own shipping charges. Well, I just decided because I'm a label, I didn't even bother putting shipping charges on mine at all. I didn't. So if you want them to buy a hard copy of Time Riders, you buy it for $5. That's it. The shipping charges, I don't charge shipping charges in this at all. I don't. I didn't want to charge anything. If I'm a label, I just basically, sell things like this. In fact, that's a good thing. Jan, these 2 albums next you've got to buy. You've got to buy these ones. They are on Bandcamp. This one's not on Bandcamp. This is on Spotify. This is on Bandcamp, actually. The full album of this. You can buy it for £7 online. I recommend it. Buy it on Bandcamp. It's a good album. Good album. Right. I'll do a bit more vinyls now, I think. I've done them ones. I might do 7 singles actually tonight. I've got my 7 singles underneath here. I might do them actually. I'll do them ones. Right, next single I have another favorite 80s track. Saving myself. And I'm about to re-record this actually with somebody. And I have the rights to okay to use actually for some reason. This is on the original Saturday Records label. I used to love this label so much. It was originally owned by Ian Levine, the brilliant disco king, and it was a massive hit here in the UK. Wasn't a big hit in the UK. It was a huge hit in America when it went to America from when it got a American release on Atlantic Records. I've got the American release, but I don't like the American release of it. I hated it. There's too much compression on that. The compression's dreadful. So the mastering's awful on it. So I think that's going to be going on a journey, that one. But the original version of that, love it. And this is another one of my favorite ones. That I loved this artist to bits actually in the 80s, and it was Hazel Dean, who's still to this day going. I think she's still doing stuff, but doing rubbish songs now. But the classic 80s one, Jealous Love, backed with Evergreen, and this is the original Proto Green vinyl edition, and still brand new, still good condition. Great track. Hazel Dean, fantastic singer she is. And this one, another one. This is one of the Stock Aitken and Waterman productions. Yes, I was a fan of these guys, but this one stands out on me as great production. This Bat on My Arms once again, a follow-up song to Wherever I Do, Wherever I Go, which was an amazing release. And this song, but this is true, they did a deal with Elton John, his publishing company, Rocket Music. Yeah, they did. The song Bat on My Arms, they did a Stock Aitken and Waterman, who, were great pioneers of producing stuff. They got a massive, big cash settlement from Elton John. And the guys were looking for a publishing deal. And they got a publishing deal from Rocket Records, because they did something with a band. I think they did a French song, and Elton John said, "If you guys want a publishing deal, I'll pay you to pay for the publishing rights for this." Because Proto was a short label, it did great business, but Barry Evangeli, who ran the label, he couldn't afford it anymore. It was too expensive. So I'm going to do my 7 singles tonight. I'll do that. That's why I'm here, guys, tonight, because I'm not able to stream live on Facebook, so I might as well do my Queen collection tonight instead. Vinyl collection. Actually, I have been cleaning these as well, and I found a great idea how to clean these now. If you use Windoline spray it with Windoline, these come up amazing. I have to pay customs for every off order from the UK, regardless of value, which is a shame. Right. Well, if you want to buy Challenge or buy Time Riders on hard copy, I don't charge anything. I'll pay the P&P charges. I don't care. I only get 50. I only get what do I get? 44 pence fee. Wow. That's nothing. 10 pence fee every time. I don't care. Yeah, but I know what you mean. It's a bit silly, isn't it? All right, let's do some 7 singles then. This is about to be re-released again. About to be re-released on 7 single, but I have the original version, and it is obviously Cozy Powell and Brian May and The Business. And very good story about this song. So as you all know, when Brian May's album of the World, which the box set is coming out next year, which I understand, this was the final. Well, I think what the story is. Because he recorded this as his final ever recording, he did, and the final take is on here, is on the single, and when he just did this last thing, Brian went back in, and because he passed away on the day that he left the studio, he died in a motorcycle accident, which was a bloody shame because he was a motorcyclist guy. And what after the phone call he got, Brian went back in the next day and he said, I need to release a new version of this on 7 single. So what he did was he did a new mix of this, and he decided that because the album version was awesome, that on the end of the song he got the sample from they recorded the track all the way from Memphis, which was not originally planned for Another World. It wasn't recorded for Another World. It was recorded for another album. When it was actually recorded for Ian Hunter's album. That's what it was recorded for. So Brian did that as a favor to Ian Hunter, and then they decided to use the massive big drum solo in All the Way from Memphis to mix it into this version, and then you've got now a fantastic memorial tribute to him, and obviously this single went towards the proceeds for the protection of animals, because he was a very good guy. I think he was still a fantastic drummer. I think he was still a great drummer. If Colin was still alive, that's his real name, Colin Frooks, was still alive, he would still have been tremendous working with Brian on his next solo album. That's why his next solo album, I doubt was coming out. It's about when Maybe Baby. Maybe Baby was another track. I think it was the last track that he recorded for this, and yeah, it was good. This is actually a European pressing from Holland. This is from Holland pressing this. So yeah, it's damn good. I'm not going to show that one because that's something you've seen before. Because some of you might have seen before anyway. If I buy digitally. Yeah, you can buy digitally. You can't buy. Oh yes, you can actually. Sorry, you can buy Lauren's album. Lauren's album Challenge is on Bandcamp. You can buy that one. So buy it because it's bloody brilliant. It's awesome. Okay, back chat from Queen. I do have to say, I don't know why they did this for the remix. It says remix on here for that. Well, it's not. it's just the same damn version as the album version of it anyway. So yeah, but yeah, I didn't like. I really was declining this one anyway because I didn't like it. I just didn't. Nah, didn't think Queen was not. That wasn't Queen in the days. That was anyway. This is a rare one. This is a rare one. This is a song. This is in black. There was a problem with this thing. This is a 7-inch single I bought a while back, and it's called Bionic Santa from Chris Hill. And he was a DJ in London, and he had a team of guys to go and do parody albums, parody records. And he got a deal from Polygram at the time, and he did about a couple of singles. And this one was the popular one that he released at Christmas, and it was so funny. And I think now, in the day, it was funny, but it's kind of like a novelty thing. But the B side is hilarious. If you're thinking you need a good laugh, the B side is just awesome. It's called Bike Ride, and it's or Ride, and it's called. And he did originally did it. The first one was called Bike Ride, and the second one's called Ride On, and they just retitled it as the same song, and it's just so hilarious. And if somebody ever did that on vinyl today, you'd ruin it. But if it did this on digital, it needs to be on digital. It needs to be on. That's brilliant. But Chris Hill was a great guy, really tremendous. He actually ran a label company called Ensign Records, and which Boomtown Rats was signed to, and it was singing. There's a single by Peter available for just £99. £99. Jesus Christ! Which one is it? Maybe you could rip it for me. I would just order it to you to your address then. I can do. My record player, I just got a new one, actually, a new Sony one. I can't show on the camera because my camera is not really good. Because I've moved the camera, I've got repositioned everything else. But over here, where my finger is, I have got a Sony turntable now, and my Sony turntable is tremendous. So if you want to buy it, mate, and send it over to me, it's fine. Spend £100. Jesus Christ. You sure it's not 99p or £99? Give me a better talk to that thing, mate, if you can. Right, moving on from this one now, we're going on to Cozy Powell. This is a rack release. This is a track by him called Na Na Na, which it's a stomping art. It's a stomping song. One of those. It's one of those boom boom. It's one of those pounding songs. So I do recommend this. B-side's got Minstrel, and Minstrel's bloody fantastic. And this was the second single that Cozy did before he left EMI to go and do his solo stuff at the time anyway. And I mean, Cozy's solo stuff it's all right, but I wouldn't say it's like fabulous. It's just him playing drums and people playing on songs. But it's kind of like, if you want to hear it, hear it. All right, you sent me a link. Okay, I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to have a look at it right now on my browser, because I have my browser open, actually. Let's have a look and see what this is. No, that doesn't work. Paste. That doesn't work. Can I copy this thing? No, I don't want to click on it in case this goes off. Open link in new tab. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Go up now. Let's bring up the screen. Oh, yeah. Sail on Sweet Universe. Oh, my God. Oh, 99 pence, you mean? I was going to say 99 pence. Yeah, sure, mate. No, bother shipping charges. Like 99 pence, not £99. Yeah, Silent Sweet Universe. That is an outtake. Those two songs. It's an outtake from the album. The album he did, the Private Parts album, and it's really flippin' brilliant. And I haven't heard that one actually, but that's the song that they did have from the album, but they couldn't make it. But yeah, mate, if you want to get that for me, no problem at all. Why not? That's totally fine by me. If you can try and get another one of his, then that's good. Yeah, Peter's stuff's absolutely fantastic. I have to say, Peter Straker's stuff is just brilliant. It is tremendous stuff. Okay, moving on. Right, moving on to the next one now. This is a weird one. This is weird, but the only reason why it's weird is because the guy who did this. So you remember Andy Taylor from Duran Duran? He hooked up with a guy called Eric Robinson from London, and I think, if I remember rightly, the guy who ran the label Equinox was Andy's label. I think he was running at the time, and he got a deal from a French company called Carrera Records, and then he got a deal with Swan after that, I think. But this track is called "Good Good Feeling." Now, I'm not, at the time in the 80s, I was a fan of this track, but I listen to it now and it isn't for me. So pass on that one. Then we've got Stars, Hearing Aid. I've just watched the documentary of this thing, the Japanese documentary, and just fantastic. Still is in good condition. Thing is, the about it is it's just ripped. This is a bit ripped because it's been everywhere, this thing. But Stars, the single, tremendous. Then we go on one of the last ever releases that came out from Record Shack, which, if you've seen my documentary, I've talked about Record Shack a lot in the documentary I've just released. And this was the final ever release that came out, and it's a shame the label was put to bed because, again, Jeff Weston couldn't afford any more singles. He couldn't afford anything else. So last minute, he decided that he'd release his last ever single, and this is Haley Oliver, and it's called Saint of the Orphans. And it's the guy who ran ESP Records, was a small label at the time. The guy who ran it released it on his label, but then apparently Jeff Weston rang up Billy Brindle, who was a producer, and said, we've just released the single, but it hasn't got a lot of play. But could we re-release this on your label? And he rang him and he said, sure. Because I think the story is she was in a wheelchair at the time. She's blind. And she wrote, I don't know whether this is true. I don't know whether it's true or it's either just thinking. But I do remember that she went on a television show called TVAM. And I do remember this. And she was invited to go onto the stage because there was a lot of talking about this girl. And it was the first time that this girl had been blind, couldn't see, but sang. And in 1987, she went into Billy's studio called MBS Studios in London, and they recorded this song. And they wanted it to be like Save Myself, like a complete feel of the song anyway, because at the time the music industry was spitting it. So Billy wrote it, and it was about I think it was something like it was for a school project I think she was doing. And so she recorded it when she was, I think she must have been about, God, how old? 13 years old, I think she was. And it's bizarre. Listen to this, because first of all, the production is all keyboards, and it's a brilliant production. It is, And the singing on it that she does is it's really very hard to hear it because it moves you quite a bit, and it does really make it feel more like a track that's kind of been in progress, but it's really good. But that was the final ever release from Bionic Chapter before it demised. But Saint the Orphans and the backing tracks on the back as well. So the backing tracks were really good. Right. No questions. Did you see that Roger Taylor's final single with 2 Queen songs on it? They just re-released in the same shit for the 100th time. Not that I know of. No. No. Let me get back to me about that one. I'll find out where it is. That's Palabras de Amor. Mark gave me this CD. Mark gave me this. This is the single version with Cool Cat on the B side, which does not have the. It doesn't have the. What do you call it? The Bowie on it. Boom, boom, boom. We didn't like that, to be honest. Yeah, that's Palabras de Amor. Favorite Queen song I love. With all the Spanish guys, brilliant. But this is weird cover. God knows why. Maybe they went for a strange thing at the time. I have no idea. Gaming Head says, wait a sec. Okay. I will wait a second. Yeah, guys, if you're wondering why I'm live here tonight on Facebook, YouTube, sorry, is because Facebook Live is not working. And I thought to come in here tonight and do a live stream. But everything's been okay. Right. Now, if people in my generation love this band, to this day, they're still going strong. But I'll discuss about their recent album. But one of their best tracks that they never released on an album at all, and never got it out on single, was Let's See Action. And I heard this, and this is one of Pete's amazing tracks that should have been on an album. It's never been on an album. And so Let's See Action is a perfect resemblance to just a tremendous song. And this needed a lot of cleaning on this song as well. And they cleaned up so well. So I basically I heard this in stereo for the first time, and I was amazed. This song is just perfect. The B-side, When I Was a Boy, is one of John Entwistle's amazing songs on there, and it's good. And it's actually the original. If I think about this carefully, this is the original polygram print, still in good condition, on the track record label. Where Jimi Hendrix was signed to in the UK and also in the USA at Reprise Records, because he did a deal for Warner's at the time. Meant this one. Okay, let's have a look. All right. Let's bring you over here. Oh, yes, this thing. Right. Do you know what? This is probably the most wankiest rubbish release I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I don't know why people want to spend £90 on this anyway. That's just shit. What? Why? Do you know what it's based on? I'll tell you what it's based on. This is this thing here, right? This tagline they got underneath it, right? This founded sold by the greatest pop-up store and 500th of a Queen Line store. That tagline is taken from the newspaper News of the World. It is, because it's only a repress of it, but don't see anything to it. So what? Why would you want to spend so much money on something that you don't buy? Christ, man. There's now Queen fans that they want to buy it. Say, oh yeah, we're gonna have this as a great thing of it. But what do? They mess it up. Come on, guys. Just EMI's standard wank crap. I don't know why they bother. It's just stupid. It is stupid money. I mean, I don't understand why everything's going to be so expensive these days. You've got to spend £90 on a special limited edition of a vinyl. All it is, it's a piece of plastic that's just, like in the days, records like these ones, they only used to cost 99 pence for a record, right? 99 pence it would have cost. 149 for a record. Now these days, it costs like freaking millions of pounds. That's like stupid. Why do they bother? Anyway, moving on from that to Can of Magic. This was actually glued, but I cleaned it up lovely. Yeah, still good condition. 7 single version. Backed with A Dozen Red Roses from My Darling, which is the edited version. I'll put that straight right now. 12-inch single has got the full version of it. This is the edited version of that song. Okay, let's get that straight, because it isn't the full version, that one. 12-inch single's got the full version. That version is the original version. I love it because I love it for this sleeve. Fantastic. I'll just move these out the way. In fact, I wish I put them back under there, shouldn't I? Because I should keep them together as before. Message retracted there. It was obvious. Yes, I know you do, because you've got a good Queen collection. Right, moving on from that one. We're going on to some unusual ones now. This is a very unusual one that I've never talked about on this thing. So this is the first for me. So in the 80s, there was some amazing magazines in the 80s that I used to buy. And I used to love reading all of the magazines and all the pictures and all of the bands and all of the stuff, and wasn't into the metal stuff at the time. During the period, I wasn't a different kind of genres of music, especially the Ian Levine stuff, which I was a fan of. But my dad had told me about this magazine coming out called Melody Maker. Melody Maker was a massive, big thing in the UK, and it did fantastic interviews with everybody. Now, I wish I had still had that magazine, because I had a huge, big collection than this I had. And anyway, and my dad bought it one night, and I came up from school, and he said, "I've got something for you upstairs in your bed." And I says, "Have you?" I says, "Yeah, go upstairs and have a look." So I went upstairs, and the front cover, the Melody Maker, and I read it, and I went, "This is interesting." And he said, "There's a record on that." And I said, "Is there?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." And this was the record that you got free with Melody Maker, and I don't have the magazine anymore. But the magazine was brilliant. This is a promotion that was given free of charge on the magazine of Melody Maker, and it was called Vinyl Conflict. This is number 2. Number 1 I never had, because I think number 1 was a bit weird on it, but number 2 was good. At the time, these are the bands that had songs that were not issued on records or anything. And we'll go in here. We've got the first band on here. Were from London, I think. And they had a hit in 86 called What's the Colour of Money? And they had an album out on Warner's. And Mark Rogers, the lead singer, he wrote a song which was going to be on the album, but they refused it on the album, and they know why. At the time, the band had just had a great success with a song called What's the Colour of Money? It became a great hit in the 80s. And I loved it when it came out. B-side was funny, but was weird. At the time. Now I think I know why they put this on this single. But there's a song that he wrote for this, but he didn't wrote it for the album, but was taken off. And Warner's refused it because at the time there was a lot of critical things going on with the way that things were going on in 80. This was 86. September 86. And they had a song called South Africa, I should say. And the song was rejected from Warner's because of the lyric content in it. And they were going to put it on the album, on the CD version. But Warner said, you can't release this. You can't put this on the album. First of all, you're talking about a place that's got bad vibes and you'll get banned. And it was banned. So at the request, when they go in touch with Polygram, Melody Maker, he did an interview with Melody Maker, and he said that this song should be out and should be for freedom of speech, freedom of what it is. So, and it's weird because no one's actually uploaded this to YouTube. I don't think you're allowed to put it on anyway. So that song got removed from the album, of their album Hollywood Beyond is the name of the artist. And so he got a lot of in for some reason it ended up being on this, and it was 7 minutes long. And they said, well, you're gonna have to just put it on as an EP. We can do it. So they gave it a Polygram, and Polygram decided that because we'll give it as an EP, let's put it on here. And it's 7 minutes. It's 33 RPM, and it's and at the time, controversial. I think it's doesn't stand out to be something I could play. So I think that's why this song was removed at the time, was banned, and it just didn't fit the album very well. But yeah, but anyway, that's why they got the guy who Melody Maker released it on an EP, and it's on here. And I don't think they were allowed to put it on YouTube because the lyric content in it is really, really thingy. So I'm very glad that it didn't even release it on the album. They were a good band at the time when they brought some good singles, but at the time I was thinking about it. The next song on here is by the Cocteau Twins. This one I think was not released either. This was called Orange Applied. Orange Appled. And it's a weird song, weird track. It's just, I don't know, new wave scene to me. Strange song. Very weird track. Then we're going on to the rare stuff. The B-side, The Fall, who were a good band at the 80s, a brilliant band, a good punk band. They did a song called Lucifer over Lancashire, and it's the alternative version, only on this, and the demo version from Zodiac Mind Warp and Love Reaction, High Priest of Love. That is awesome. That's what you call proper rock stuff on there. So yeah, so it's a rare track. It's a rare one. I only bought that on Discogs for 99 pence, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I can get that. I was keeping in my head. What was it I got used to get? And it's like, a vinyl conflict. And I was like, oh, great, get it. And now I do actually regret buying that now for bad reasons. What do you think about the Back to Light music video? Yeah, I think it's horrible. Not saying a word. I'm not saying a word. If I want to be honest, I'll be honest. I'm not saying a word about it. Not a single word about it. Don't want to go there. I've already discussed it anyway. The box set, worst thing I've ever released. Don't want to discuss that. Don't want to know about it. Right, so where have we got next? One of my favorite Cozy Powell tracks that he ever released, Dance with the Devil. Brilliant. The original version of it. And yes, the people keep saying Rasputin is the original. It's not. It's, don't get me wrong, Rasputin is brilliant. I'm very glad that when Frank Farian did his song, they took the exact copy of this track, but obviously they didn't get Korsy to do it. But no, this is brilliant. I have heard the Night Flight of Venus extended 12-minute version of Rasputin, and it's brilliant. And now I understand why they curried down for the 7th single. But this is the original, and this is fantastic. And on the B side, then there was Skin, which is very, very strange. Strange track. Okay. That's on the original Rat release. That's actually from the EMI pressing plant. Then we're going on to the very first ever Mute Records release. I was a massive fan of these guys, and still am today. This is the Assembly. Stop. What's not? It's called Never Never. Yeah, it's this song started off all the Vince Clarke movement. If I remember rightly, Fergal Sharkey was the lead singer on this. This was the first song he ever released, I think. Yes, it was. First song he ever released. And Vince Clarke still amazes me so well. Vince Clarke is just a magic guy with a repertoire that you could go with. I don't like any of the 90s stuff. I prefer listening to 80s stuff, the Erasure stuff, the 80s Erasure stuff. Blows me away. It's weird how I go into him because I listen to the Erasure albums up to chorus, and it amazes me how that guy just does some incredible things. And I was speaking to Mac about this recently, and he says that Vince Clarke is superb. I says, I know he is. I says, but I'm very glad he didn't go for like all the other stuff. I says, but Jesus Christ, have you heard the Erasure stuff? And I just, oh God, honestly, if I could go back in a year where I learned how to do this, I would have, like 20 years ago, I would have been able to do this stuff. And I love my 80s to bits. I love my 80s a lot. I mean, metal music and other stuff, but my 80s is genre I like. But anyway, but Vince Clarke, fantastic legend. This is the first one they ever released on Mute by Daniel Miller, who was the manager. And I'm trying to figure out where this was pressed. I think it was CBS did this. Oh, maybe. Was it CBS? No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say. I have no idea. I know there's a little bit of a thing on there, but I don't know where it is. Anyway, but I think that was CBS who printed it anyway. B-side, Stop Start. One of Daniel Miller's inclusion in that. That's him actually going, and it's cool. Love it. Let's have a look. Yeah, the box set was really a missed opportunity. It wasn't a missed opportunity. It was a pissed opportunity. It was just a mess. It was shit. It was shit. The box set was crap. Let's be honest. EMI just made some wanking crap about it. I wouldn't even go there to start with. Don't start me on that. I hope the End of the World box set's better than what there is. It's just terrible. Right, moving on. EMI, or I'm backwards. It's Gentler John. Gentler John, one of the international. Let's say Tosh. 705B. Apparently, this was the B side. to it. This is cracked though. This thing. This is on the EMI International label. This is called Jut the Job, and this is one of the punk songs that that I heard on the Top 10 Channel 4 program, and I just had to get it. And I thought I need a copy of this track because it's awesome. And it's good. Going Steady is really good, but it's got a bit of damage in it. It's got some glue damage in it. I've still got to fix it. But Jut the Job, that's on EMI. It's INT 567, and it's obviously EMI plant. Can't go wrong with EMI plant. And then we're going on to yeah, this is a weird one. This is a very strange one. Now I'm not into rock and roll music. I'm not into rock and roll, but I do like the B side of this track. But this is a very interesting story. Also, sorry. Also weird that Miracle box set is still unreleased. I don't know when they're going to get it out. I don't know. If they want to wait, if you want to wait longer for a box set, let them just do what they want to do. I don't care. I guarantee it'll be shit anyway when it comes out. It'll be terrible. Okay, so 1987, 87, quite a few years ago. 87 was my favorite year ever. I think 87 was a great year. I was still in my teens. I was only how long? I would be about 12 years old when this came out. When it came out, anyway. This was one of those bands in the 70s which were full of great songs, great production, fantastic jumping around, a lot of clapping, and a lot of good rock and roll songs. Not a fan of them, but I mean, I only got this one because of the B side, which is awesome. This is Shawaddy Waddy, yes, and it's one of those ones where it's kind of bizarre. It's called Why. It's a cover from Charles Calhoun. What is? And this is on Tiger Records. Tiger Records. Yeah. The woman who ran the label wanted to start reissuing the Shawaddy Waddy catalog, and she got the rights to re-release them on a label she was going to start up called Tiger, and she got an investment from Island Records, Chris Blackwell at the time, and she got an advance of about £60,000, I think it was, and she bought the rights to the catalog, and Dave Bartram was at the time, I think he was backing it up, but they got a greatest hits album out because there was never a greatest hits album released, and Tiger Records scooped up the chance to put out a greatest hits album, and they got all the songs, they got all the rights to put it on, and Island Records was impressed, and they decided to see if they would reform for a one-off track. I mean, to this day, they're still going strong, but the band broke up in 86, but 87, David Gorin was apparently called up by the woman who ran it. I think it was Judy Taylor, I think her name was, and said, we bought the rights to the catalog, and obviously, Bell Records is now defunct, and none of us just being released anymore. And I've just been given investment from Island Records, and I would like to know if you're interested in if we'd like to release it all. And he said, yeah, we'll do it. And they re-released all the albums, didn't do very well though. And then they said, is there any chance of you guys reforming? And they said, well, we are. Well, we are. We're still together. And he said, well, because I've just started a label, I wondered if we could put a single out of your tracks, of reissue your songs. And then they said, well, we don't have anything recorded at the minute. We don't know what we're doing. So anyway, and he says, well, I can ask the guys if they want to record a song. And she said, well, if you guys can come up with something, I'll let you come in my studio and we'll record this song. And I said, we get the band back together, we can record it. And he said, well, we don't know what to record yet. So they heard it. I think they heard something that they wanted to do a song, a tribute to somebody. And in fact, it's bizarre because as soon as they got the phone call, David said, I think somebody died. I think some rock and roll guy died in this year. And they've always loved doing doo-wop songs, and doo-wop's kind of like the thing that they like to do. And rock and roll is the music they love to do. And they said that we should do something in memory of somebody. And so David suggested, I know what we'll record. Let's do that song that we've never, ever, ever, ever did, that we would love to have done for cover. And they had it, I think it was on one of the set lists they did on their set list tour. And he talked about the story, saying they've got the rights, everything, they released all the songs and everything else. And so David rang him back and said, I know what song we would love to record, as we never done our set. It's probably called Why. That is the Charles Calhoun cover that we have never ever recorded. And he said, great. Said, if you guys can get that together, let's get you in the studio and let's get this recorded. So she had the money. She paid the guys quite a lot of money for what was done for it. And this was their first single they released. And it was called Why. And it was an agreement. It was an agreement with a publishing company. And so anyway, the session went well, and she was happy with it. She actually was at the session anyway. And then he said, well, record the song. It says, well, who's going to produce it? I was like, well, it'll be me if you need to. But they didn't want to stick David's name on it, because David originally produced the song. And they said, I don't want to be credited as the producer on here. And I said, well, instead, just credited as the guys doing it, all of us doing it together for that. So, and she said, oh, okay, well, I'll do that then. Okay, we'll come to an agreement. We'll just stick on produced by Shawadi Wadi, but we'll say produced by Dave Bartram. So he produced the song Why. And on the B-side, they needed a B-side for it. And she said, have you got any songs that you have? So she says, and he says, well, I have this song I've written for a while now, and it's called Out on the Town, but I don't know if it'll be a song we can really do. But anyway, and so that's why they did a deal with Melody Close Music. That was a publishing company that Julie had. And she said, oh, we'll hear it then. Well, let's hear it and see what it's like. It says, it might not be the sort of style that we want to go for, but we'll try it anyway. And she liked it, and she said, oh, we'll put this on the B-side, we'll stick it out. And they wrote it, and it was on here. And the B-side was really good. And that's what I got it for. And I think it was at Polygram. It was Polygram I did this one. So that was cool. I have to leave the stream now. Have a great evening. I'll contact you later regarding the single. No problem at all. That's fine. You can give your message later on. I'm not going to stay in here for very long now. I know I've got some more singles to do, but I think I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. Because I am getting pretty tired, and yeah. But the stream wasn't meant to be a Queen stream or anything, or vinyl stream. It was just the fact that I had to do the stream on here for purposes of the channel and everything else for my business. And yeah, so cheers for guys tuning in tonight. On the next one, I'll probably do on Facebook. I'll let you guys know when my Facebook one's back. And until then, I'll see you guys later, and have a good night. Bye-bye.